What's good, YouTube? I just want to say this will not be the norm for Market Watch, but there are a lot of dislikes on this video for a lot of different reasons, and I wanted to talk about it real quick. I shouted out Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles a lot in the previous Market Watch. It was not a sponsored video. I've been waiting for the European card problem to be fixed for a very long time, and the fact that they were bending really bad, and now that that's fixed, I've been waiting to show them off because they are a great source. So I got a lot of comments like, "You've ruined Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles, this is the only place in Canada, stop making US people buy out our cards," and then also the advertised price of Dragonic Diagram went up within an hour and a half, and then went up another tier in like 8 hours. It happens. Like, I tried to bring business to a website that deserves it. They've, you know, definitely been hurt by having the Euro prints bend over time, and they've been consistently bringing lower prices. So I wanted to feature it. That's what I do. I show my audience a deal that I personally would take, and that's just what I did. So, with that being said, that's my explanation on the previous Market Watch, and there's a lot of different opinions on it, but that's where I came from. So, let's go ahead and get into the regular Market Watch, and this is our 99th Market Watch, so I'll probably be doing something special for the 100th. We're starting with Beelze. I featured it as a tech on the channel. Nothing seems safe, and as you see, it was $15 when I featured it on the channel. $28.77, $30, but don't fret, it's already all the way back down, and it was completely bought off eBay to $19, $19, $20, and I think it'll quickly go to $15. I think this was a really bad buyout. I simply suggested Beelze as a tech for Lightsworn players, so anyone who has Minerva right now, or people using Unizombie, and you can make it in dinosaurs, and I thought the play was funny, but not that great. I even call it impractical. I know the pun may have sounded like I just wanted to say a pun, but it's a pretty impractical combo for dinos to go for Beelze overall. Yes, it's good against Masterpiece, but it's not even $20 good, and I think it will be back to $15. But it only has one printing of the card, so it was pretty easy to buy out. People went for it, and it will quickly fall back on here as well, with eBay pushing it that way. That's just my opinion. And what's really odd is they went for this Beelze too. You see the quote-unquote market price, 14, 17, 17, 17, 50. Let's look over at eBay. Whoa, 11 buy it now. So Beelze definitely, I think, was a poor choice of buyout. And I'm going to be more vocal when I think something is a poor buyout, but that's just how I'm going to do it from now on. I definitely think that it's a good tech if you have a very specific deck, but not many decks are going to be making Beelze, so that's a pretty bad buyout choice. Next, let's go ahead and talk about Debunk. The Secret Rare actually had a low of 750 last night, and when I refreshed, Super Games had a deal here, $3.97, not bad. Get in there, Super Games. They often do. So $4 for 6 of them. It seems anytime there's a hand trap hype, such as Ghost Dash, Debunk does a little flip and spike. As you see, the market price was $1.50, and let's check out the supers here too. But the point is, the Secret had gone all the way to 7, and Super Games is in there with a little bit of coolant, but 2 playsets by no means cools the market. And $4 here for the lowest on TCG Player for a super, and very similarly on eBay, Nearmint Italian actually seems to be the lowest, because I don't think this will be, oh nope, this will be Nearmint, brand new condition on this Debunk, so they just didn't put NM in their listing like they should have. But $4.50 seems to be the lowest on eBay as well. You have a nice Italian one here at 5. I don't think it's that good either, but every single time a hand trap seems to be doing well, Debunk seems to do a little flip, and that's what it's doing right now. It just seems like it has a big problem ever being relevant, but it does seem to find its way into a top cut side deck here and there, so maybe there's some validity. And by here and there, I mean in past formats. We haven't seen this card do something in a while. Only 4,000 of you watched my video about Utopic S0, or number S0 Utopic Zexal getting a reprint. It's getting reprinted. It's already going way down. This man's has 320 of them for some reason. TCG lowest. They keep having really high quantities of stuff. It just continually is going to cool off. I would get it maybe if it hits down to like $5 if you've been wanting an ultra rare version. Definitely still a powerful card. Definitely a card that could just come into relevance during any format. You know, you guys can't play the game and I'm 4,000. Seems pretty good. And getting a reprint, the special editions should be on the TCG market for America as well. It's not going to be Euro only, but it's the way that Euro gets to play it. So I would definitely keep an eye on the Ultra and wait for it to bottom out at about $5, and then maybe consider getting my Ultra Rare copy, because the Ultra Rare just looks so nice compared to the Supers. Look at Utopia Lightning. The Super definitely does not look as nice as the Ultra in my opinion, but the Secret Prismatic for Japan looks really nice too. Just a quick suggestion for you GOAT players who are looking to hollow out your GOAT decks. The Legendary Collections Yugi's World is under $1 on TCG Player. I think that's real nice, and I would personally consider a copy of the Ultra for my GOAT decks. I'm not somebody who's like, oh, I need the original, I need a Super. I would definitely go with the Yugi's World Ultra over the Joey's World. I think it looks nicer, but while both last, both of the versions are under $1 lowest near mint on TCG Player. And of course on eBay it's much more expensive because of fees. So get them while you can. I think it's definitely a really good deal for people who have GOATs to be able to have a Hollow Storm. I would go for the Yugi's World over the Joey's World. But let's check out the Joey's World on eBay too. And yeah, about the same kind of thing. It's just readily available on TCG Player because of TCG Player's system. 44 total prices on Joey's World and 61 total prices on Yugi's World. I would definitely go for the Yugi's World version though, personally. That's just me. Blackstone of Legend is actually creeping up slightly. There was a ton of Red Eyes support announced. I don't know how viable it is for playing. Honestly, I haven't read it yet. I need to. I should. But, I really don't know how viable this is, but I also wanted to note that the Ultra from the starter decks, I didn't know was worth anything. It was at $4, it's actually a little lower at $3.50. There's a couple of deals here, 4 of them on sale, I would guess, people that want to sell them. Top Cut Chicago, definitely a great OTS. They are the ones that host a lot of the YCSs for you guys, and they have a deal there. That's pretty cool to see them here on TCG Player. And we see $3.50 as well. A couple of people settling on a deal. Actually, it looks like the same guy by the playmat. And then quickly rising to $4.50. So you might want to get those Sniperino, these $3.50s. It's something that will be coming out. I don't know, again, how viable it is. But anytime there's new support for a deck that's super anime weeby, things seem to be going up, and the secret's creeping up. Let's actually check it on eBay too. Blackstone of Legend Core. $12 lowest, so a little higher than over here. Like I said, it seemed like this guy is listing at a deal because it quickly rises to $12.29. So pretty interesting, but it's just creeping up. It's creeping up. Next, I just wanted to note the Dino Mashers Fury Structure deck seems to be going for a premium. As you see, lowest 19 here, and then quickly goes up to $20. That's pretty insane. Over here on eBay, I was scrolling through. It looks like I went to the bottom. I believe it was around 11. I refreshed all my tabs and things disappear. No, not 11. 15. My bad, boys. Sorry to get you excited. 15 and then 16. It's a lot for a structure. It's kind of the ABC situation again, where everybody wanted the Kaiba deck and not the Yugi with the Magnet Warriors. Everybody seems to want the Dinosaur deck and not the Gear deck. So Vendors definitely ran out of it, and it is now going for a pretty insane price. Alongside that, I just want to note some of the commons. Quaking Mirror Force, I would personally sell, but it's a great card as well. Almost at $4 here, and the Ultra's only double that, $8. Only is a weird term, I guess, for it, because it's the commons, its first reprint, and it's a great card overall. 360, and then you see quickly rising towards 4, and over here on eBay 365 as well. So it's just something to note that if you ripped open 3 of these structures and you're not using them, you have $10 back off of your structures. That's pretty cool, but it's definitely a great card too. I would just consider selling them if you're not using them, because who doesn't like a rebate? And then what Invocation, still falling a little bit. I would just continue to watch this. I think the Invoked engine is still a pretty good engine overall. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Black Market, the lowest on market at $27.66. It's just something to watch. I think it's going to continue to probably fall though. And I would wait. I would not buy these. But there's some cool listings like the Spanish one at $27.67. Spanish printings do not bend like the Europrint ones. They are more like our ones here in the USA. So this is just a cool listing that I thought, hey, that's pretty nice to see among all the German ones. The German ones will bend pretty bad like the Europrint, so I would avoid those overall. And then the Invoked Mechaba, another thing I would watch. I might consider it once it gets lower, but I don't know how much lower this can drop, since it's about 1 per box. If you recall the pack ratios, it's either Invoked or that per box. It would seem at 1 per box. So it's really interesting to see it fall that far. But also $17 over here, with a lowest brand new listing of $16.98. So you can get a played one about that same price over here, but $17.70. I always show played, by the way, because of extra deck cards. I get that question commonly: why don't you just turn played off? Well, people might want a deal on extra deck cards, and so I leave it on because we do feature a lot of extra deck cards, and there might be a deal on them, because as long as they're not discernible in the sleeve, you can play it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this market watch. Sorry if it ran a little long. There were a lot of cards, and that opening explanation on the previous one. Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles, the president actually did hit me up after I'd never talked to him before that video and said he'll be sending me something. He said that it really did drive their sales insane, and I'm just glad to bring you all a deal. And I really want to stress, my sponsors are Jim for the main of the channel, and then the tournament. We have NLG, Troll and Toad, and Jim Playmats as well. Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles isn't a sponsor, guys.